Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster here in the house. D-Mac away with Red Wings Fantasy Camp. Sam Flannel. It is a Debo Flannel Friday. Give it to him, Sam Flannel.
That's my bike, punk.
There it is. Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. Spence, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Chilling. Tired. You know. Same old stuff.
Yeah, he's a little laid back today.
Yeah. He is. I got that vibe. I walked into the building behind you.
Yeah.
We were one traffic light apart.
Oh,
so
okay.
I saw you. So I saw you coming in there. I was asking. That's all.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Power through a Friday.
You know somebody from Woodward Sports is going to get killed on Woodward trying to cross that thing.
Hopefully it's me. I mean, not not get killed, but I'm trying to get hit by
Somebody's
a car.
Somebody's going to get hit by a car.
Yeah. Hopefully I get hit by one of these Range Rovers or something. I can sue somebody, make some money.
Yeah, as long as it's not me, man.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fair. That's fair.
Hey, I'll try not to, Spence. If that's fair enough. Happy to have you all with us. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jake Wegener popping in there today with the what up, though. No sign of Detroit Dabber. So Jake Wegener, the honorary first tee shot or the honorary first pitch here for Big D Energy. But we're happy to have you with us. You know we're going wall-to-wall football today. I have a couple of, sidetrack items that I do want to get to. And certainly last night, the whole Tua thing, and I know a lot of people have a lot to say about that. And as a matter of fact, in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Doughboy Steve says, so do you guys think the NFL failed that young man? And T, as I was watching that game, number one, I was upset to see it happen because Tua was dropping some dimes in there yesterday. 7 of 10. I know he had the underthrown interception, but he was on his way to another 300-yard game. The offense was cooking. So I was sad to see it. But at the same time, T, I know that there's a lot of talk about it, about protocols and stuff like that. But in the end, Tua wanted to be out there, man.
That's true. Every athlete wants to be out there. So you got to protect them from themselves sometimes. And the thing that annoys me even more is we already knew Tua was compromised this weekend. And now you have a game 5 days later, and then he's out there again. He gets banged up again. And the first thing out of the coach's mouth always is, our top priority is our athletes, and we put them through concussion protocol, and we really care about them. No, you just want them out there on the field. You want them out there for the fans, for your organization. I think the safety of the players is secondary to players being out there on the field and entertaining us.
I mean, you know what I got the vibe of? When I saw the look on the face of Tyreek Hill when Tua was getting taken off the field, it was deeper. He cared about Tua. You could see it in his eyes. He cared about Tua the person. And I think on the flip side of that coin, Tua cares about Tyreek Hill the person and wants to be out on the field for him. I think you get that.
Tyreek Hill cared, but he doesn't make that decision. But I question if the coaching staff cared that much. If the coaching staff cares anytime.
But Terry, you know this, man. If a guy wants to be out there, he's going to be out there.
You got to protect them from themselves sometimes. Because
but it's not as good. All the people that are being critical about it, it's not that cut and dry though. To be in that situation, if Tua says, I'm going out there and playing, for real, Terry, what are you going to do? I know it's your job to protect him, but how do you go about that? Okay, give me the execution. Give me the science behind that.
Just say no. A coach is in charge. Tua, every game, runs plays he doesn't want to run. Or maybe runs plays he doesn't think is going to work. But guess what? For the most part, he runs them because the coach makes that call. So if the coach says, sit your ass down, you sit down. And even if
he said, I'm good. I'm good.
Care.
And he looked good. I mean, first quarter of the game, he looked good. Throws were on point.
I'm talking when a man is staggering off the field.
No, I understand that, Terry. But I'm saying it's hard. That's a hard line to walk. Is it a coaching
hard,
staff?
If you really care about the athlete, like you say, you would protect him from himself. I don't believe all this BS or this poppycock when coaches say, well, my top priority is to make sure that he's okay and the game is secondary. No, it's not. The game is always first. The game is always more important than anybody's health or anything.
Right. And on our WoodwardSports.com chat thread, make sure you check out the new WoodwardSports.com website. People Pleaser says it very well. And this is where it makes it hard to legislate. When he says a player is always going to try and get back on the field, it's his life. It's everything that he worked for. It's everything that it is. It's his identity. And that's tougher to... I know people want to sit on a message board and say, well, he shouldn't have been out there on the field. That's easy to say when you're not in the moment. Terry, you've been in these locker rooms, man. You know what's behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying?
I do, but let's go to Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson said, I was concussed. And the Lions said, no, you weren't. What are you talking about? Calvin Johnson got a concussion, still played, questioned if he should play, but the Lions still said, take your ass out there and play. I don't think Calvin Johnson wanted to be out there, but he was.
Right, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen. And I'm not saying the NFL is this beacon of integrity. Let's get that out there right now. Somebody needs to be the bright, shining light in the moralistic high grounds. And it is the National Football League that puts what's right and just above profit or anything else. No, I get it. 100% I do. But to me, I believe that Tua's desire to be on the field for his guys, and the Tyreek Hill, the look on his face said a lot to me. Maybe I'm overreading that. Maybe I'm putting too much into that. But it resonated with me. That's all. It's not as easy as say, you shouldn't be out there.
I bet you it was Tyreek Hill's decision. He wouldn't let his boy go out there.
Yeah, we can't answer that, yeah.
Guys, for the most part, they build a bond. This is their family. These are their boys. This is my guy. I do care about you, but I think the people who make the decisions are like, well, if he can go out there, let him go.
Yeah. Lane Hartman on our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Yeah, Neal, it's his life. Life is longer than one Sunday. I know it's hard for Tua. He wants to be out there and not let his guys down. Plus, the culture is to be tough. This was a league failure. And look, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm saying, though, but they had their little protocols and stuff like that. If Tua wants to be out there, he's going to find a way to get out there.
True, but if the NFL really cares about players,
but they don't, Terry.
They would never have Thursday games.
Exactly.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to kill a family while picking up a DUI and still get on the field, but you can.
Right. And Thursday's not just some game they throw out there. Thursday now, which most people can't see, is like the premier game of the week, or one of the premier games of the week. It's better than the Monday night game. It's better than the Sunday night game.
Jeff Bezos.
So you want to be out there because you feel, okay, this is a big game. I'm going up against Miami. I'm going to go up against Buffalo. I'm going up against Green Bay. I got to be there.
What about this here, the away fan? How bad does that dude who slammed him on the ground feel? Well, the away fan, you know what? Price of doing business.
Yeah, it's football.
I don't think he feels, he might have a little scotch of feeling bad, but I don't think he's walking around like, oh, what did I do? Because that's what he does for a living.
Yeah.
His living is to crack the quarterback, knock his ass down, and if he gets up, good. If he doesn't, hey.
That's even better because then Teddy Bridgewater's got to come in. Mm-hmm. Like that's the reality. See, that's the thing. Like when we talk about here in a controlled, nice environment about, well, he was failed by these people or this was a league failure. And this makes us guilty. See, I admit it at least. We love that violence. Mm-hmm. We love it. That's why it's the most popular game in the world. Between that, and the gambling and the fantasy and the tailgating and the drinking and the jumping on tables and all that kind of stuff. We love that too.
And you know what else we do? The guy is injury prone, quote unquote.
He's soft.
He's soft. He's a worm boy.
He's not available.
You can't depend on him. So we put
Should
pressure,
we draft another one?
Right.
Should we pick up his rookie option?
Put bubble wrap around him. We say all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, and the way I don't think he feels bad at all because he looks in the standings right now and sees that the Bengals are 2-2 because the only other available option was 1-3, and as we've been talking about with the Lions, you know what that means. So, mission accomplished this week, and guess what? He'll do it again next week, and the guy blocking him will do it to him too. That's why it's the most savage game on the planet. I hate to go deep on everybody right there, but it is, Terry.
I'm not going to argue with the young buck.
And we love it. And we've proven we love it.
We don't love it. We're addicted to it.
Exactly.
You know what? This prime Thursday night, I thought they'd have crappy ratings. They're high. Mm-hmm. People are watching this stuff. People are getting their prime out and clicking it on.
Well, they were saying like the television, when it was on broadcast television, you get 17 million on a good Thursday night. You're pushing up to towards 14 now on streaming on Amazon Prime, where we were told nobody knows where it is. Y'all found out where it was real quick, didn't you?
I didn't know where it was. I didn't think I had it, but I did.
We're addicted. I would come up with another bright idea,
but
another stock.
We're digging our own grave because eventually you're going to have to get your app out to watch the playoffs. You're going to have to get your app out to watch the Super Bowl. You have to get your app out to watch the college football championship game. That's what this is trending toward.
Right. Let me see here. In our WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jake says it's fair to think he's still a human and feels remorse. But Jake, like, we can talk about feeling remorse, but if he were given the choice again, knowing the outcomes, what do you think he would have did?
Got his sack.
Got 2 out of the game.
Yeah.
Because one could say that swayed the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Dolphins couldn't recover after Tua was off the field. And again, the alternative was being 1-3. I mean, I'm not trying to be dark. I know, like, I get the sense in the room, like the room feels very dark right now. Like we're all kind of facing our own mortality in a way. But it's just, that's what this is. I know we don't think about it, but it is that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in that situation before.
This is football. This is the National Football League. If you are concussed and you beg yourself into a game, you can get in. If you beat the hell out of your woman or hit a family and kill a family while you're drunk, and if you can play, you can get on the field. If you can't play, then they jump bad and suspend you and say, "Oh, this is not our league. We don't tolerate this." So, but this is the reality of the NFL.
But by God, you better not deflate any footballs by 2 PSI. That's where we draw the line.
Or I'll strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger.
That's right.
Oh, man. And Robert Close here, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neal, and we've been addicted to this since the times of the Coliseum.
And you will know my name is good to hell.
And it's true. It's true, man. I mean, we absolutely are. We absolutely are. So,
do you think anybody felt bad about the Lions versus the Christians back at the Coliseum?
No, they were entertained.
Right. Like, damn, them Lions are
Paul Thomas
mean.
says this entire subject is dark. And Paul, you know what? Yeah, it is, man. And it wasn't my intention for it to come out and be like this. I'm just kind of realistic about it. You know, I can admit things that are bad about me, or, you know what I'm saying? I know some people can't do that. I can. I love football. I love watching it. I would never play it in a million years. Would never. So that's what it is. I wanted to come out and talk about the Tigers for 2 minutes.
Oh, you mean the Tigers, who are the hottest team in baseball?
1-6 straight.
Let me tell you about Cintron first, okay? Let me get back to a stable place mentally. There's some Detroit Lions news breaking as well. We will get to it, but Cintron's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. You know about the sampler box, Detroit Red Wings themed. If you collect memorabilia and stuff like that, this will be one limited edition Red Wings themed 6-pack sampler box. You get all the great tasting flavors, led by Cranberry. You know it. Classic, sugar-free, all in one pack. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. We're getting close, guys. It is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
Get dope like me.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster. What it do? D-Mac out with Red Wings Fantasy Camp. And, we got Spencer Baxter, Sam Flannel in here with you. We do have some Lions stuff to get to. There's been a lot of discussion, I guess you could say. Spence, you got the update on that? No official update, right?
No official update. We have reports from our own Madeline Miller, who's at the press conference right now. She said, Dan Campbell said, it is more than likely that Amon-Ra St. Brown will be ruled out for this weekend.
All right.
So he's probably not going to play.
Still got to find a way.
Yeah.
Still got to find a way. And then a hero comes along.
Kennedy!
With the strength to carry on.
When you haven't built up that depth, that's really dangerous. Now, are you going to rely on Baby Shark?
You know who I want?
Who can't catch a ball?
I want Mr. Kennedy. Can we do it, Sam Flannel?
Going to save the Lions this weekend?
I mean, if he actually goes out and balls out, what can I say? I hope that somebody does, and if it happens to be Tom Kennedy, I'll be happy to be wrong.
Dude, don't talk in circles. Is your boy, Tom Kennedy, going to save the Lions this weekend?
No, he is not. Josh Reynolds will. He'll pick up the slack.
The Serpent of Death. I picked him up in fantasy because I got Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I picked up Josh Reynolds. It's either him or Bobby Trees. So
there's only one option there.
Yeah.
We are going to get into the Lions, the Lions Seahawks game. No doubt about that. I just want to touch on this real quickly. Give me 4 minutes.
Okay.
Because the Detroit Tigers are really pissing me off right now. They're really pissing me off. They've won, 6 in a row?
6 in a row.
And people here in the chat thread, somebody jumped on there like, the Tigers won 6 in a row? I had no idea. You never have any idea when they win 6 in a row.
Hottest team in baseball.
You never have any idea when they win 6 in a row because it's always at the end of September when they've been eliminated, and it's always to stave off losing 100 games. WoodwardSports.com chat thread now. I know it's mathematically not possible. Are the Tigers a 100-loss team? Because yes, they are. Yes, they are a 100-loss team. So what? So they beat the Royals 100 times in a row at the end. That does not count.
They swept the White Sox.
Yeah, doesn't count. They're still a 100-loss team. I'll politic for this one.
They literally ruined the White Sox chances of making the playoffs.
The White Sox ruined the White Sox chances. Not the Tigers didn't do anything except have a guy lead the team in home runs with 15.
16.
I remember back
16.
in the day, the Tigers are on their way to having the worst record in baseball history. But then right at the end, they got hot, beat the Twins.
Swept them. Terry, they were down 9-1 in the last game of the season and came back and won. I was at the game because I wanted the ticket stub because they deserve that. They deserve to be the worst team in the history of baseball. I was there. I was there for that reason. 100%.
I know. I 100%
believe you. Worth nothing.
Yeah.
It was worth it to me because they deserve to be the worst team of all time because they were. Just like this team is a 100-loss baseball team. They are. They might not have 100 losses, but they're a 100-loss baseball team.
What if you round up 97, then it's 100?
They're a 100-loss team. I don't care what I don't care. This is the one time
That you guys give me this. I let you guys do this all the time. This is the one time where I'm not going off the analytics or the facts or anything like that. You guys live in this world. Let me do it one time. They're a 100-loss team.
What if they win out the rest of the year?
I don't give a shit.
Joey Wentz has been pitching well.
They played horrible baseball to take themselves out of contention. And
no, Terry, they didn't just take themselves out of contention. We were done in May.
Sure.
Never forget that, you guys. Never. All the pomp and circumstance when we were downtown. Never forget that. We were done in May.
I'm going to piss you off again because you know what you're going to hear? Well, Neal, the Tigers winning these games, it's going to carry over the next season and they'll get off to a hot start. There's people who actually believe that. Let's hear. This is your Uncle Terry here. No. There's no such thing as momentum that carries over to the next season. None. Think about it. Let's say the Tigers won 10 games in a row to end the season. You mean to tell me they'll leave Comerica Park on October 5th, go to bed and wake up like 180 times, go to the bathroom like 150 times, argue with their wives 50 times in a row, and then when they play that first game in April, they're going to say, all right, man, we won 10 in a row. We're ready to go. No, that doesn't carry over. That's the stupidest thing in sports.
I know.
And people just believe it. In fact, I was doing the morning show with young Adam, and he took a phone call. Nice guy called Sweet. He said, T, what do you, I think it was about the Lions last year. He said, T, do you think it's better for the Lions to win their last 3 so momentum can carry over the next season, or lose the last 3 so they get a better draft pick? And I really felt bad. I had to lecture the young lad. I said, dude, there's no such thing as momentum carrying over to the next season. Lose. Get that draft pick.
Yeah, and the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Detroit Denver 3-3. All right, so the Lions are 3-0 because numbers don't matter. You guys live in this world every single day. Give it to me once. Can I do it once? Is that fair?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
No one's standing in your way. It's Friday.
Thank you. They're a 100-loss team. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. 68% of you say yes, you still consider them a 100-loss team. You know what? Good for you guys. Good for you guys. And
I think you scared them. Because you came in here all fired up and angry.
Jack Harrington, LOL. Neal with the heat. Space Agent 710, 100% Neal. To be fair, Neal is a no shit for real Detroit sports fan. No, I'm pissed about it because we were all swindled. We were like a retirement fund that was robbed. That's what we were.
Shout out Brett Favre.
Yeah. Even your boy Javi Baez got hot.
Yeah, and because too, Terry, like I looked up, in Planet Fitness today, running on the treadmill, and they got the replay of the game plan, and I see Bobby Witt up there. Bobby Witt, who was awful at the beginning of the season, their prized rookie, right, the franchise cornerstone piece, and I look up, and he's got 20 home runs and 80-plus RBIs.
And Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green have a combined 11 home runs. And Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson were both high draft picks. Spencer Torkelson, number 1. And what was counted on for them was maybe hitting the rookie parlay of them both popping off, and neither of them did. I mean, it's just a sad state of affairs right now.
You know what? Do it in June, July, and August. Now, Baez is hot, right? He's hitting the hell out of the baseball. But if you look at him, does he still suck as a shortstop? Does he still suck as a Detroit Tiger? Yes, because he's doing all this stuff when we're not paying attention to him anymore. When Major League Baseball is not paying attention to them anymore.
We just got a great question in the WoodwardSports.com chat.
What's that?
From Jack Harrington. Who scores more, the Tigers tonight or Iowa tomorrow?
Ooh.
I'm not prepared to answer that question. Usually I have a snap, Usually my intuition gives me the answer right away. I don't know, and I can't even begin to formulate a guess.
You know what? I'm going to answer that question. The Tigers are going to score 7 runs, and Iowa's going to score 8 points. So I'm going with Iowa.
You're going with Iowa in a landslide compared between the two. Walter Briggs, facts over feelings, Neal. No, typically, yes.
Walter, give this one time. Give it to me, please. I'm asking. Hey, hat in hand, I'm asking for some charity here. Come on, guys. Give it to me this time. Gypsness says Neal scared the shit out of me.
You know what you reminded me of? You reminded me of the guards or the soldiers in Russia collecting those ballots in Ukraine, asking people do they want to be part of Ukraine or be part of Russia. Dudes are coming up with assault weapons, soldiers. How the hell are you gonna vote? You're gonna say, "Oh no, I'm with Russia
with you.
because I don't want to get killed."
Yeah,
that's what you're doing today.
So you think I'm bullying the people into this take?
You're bullying all of us.
Sam Flannel, were you bullied into this take by me?
Absolutely not. They were out of it in May. Their leader in all statistical offensive categories is Javi Baez.
Yeah, they deserve to be a 100-loss team. They deserve it.
They do. I mean, their offense, I don't think I've ever seen a worse offensive team in all my time watching baseball. I mean, when Javier Baez leads your team in all statistical categories with qualified at-bats, that's a problem. His on-base percentage is in the 280s. I don't care that he's gotten hot lately. I don't even care about his errors. His on-base percentage is in the 280s. And then Jeimer Candelario's is worse than that. I think Jonathan Scopes is in the 230s. Riley Green sucked this year. I don't care what anybody says. And Spencer Torkelson really sucked this year. His OPS is in the 500s. The Tigers are the worst team in baseball, and I don't care what anybody says.
And I was thinking of you yesterday, young man.
Really?
I was listening to the end of the Tiger broadcast of the hottest team in baseball.
That's right.
And afterwards, the conversation was, these wins are important for the Detroit Tigers. And I'm listening to this, and I kept saying, well, why? What does this do
No,
for
absolutely
this team?
nothing.
What does this do?
Now I get it.
Couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be mad at them. I mean, I do that job too.
You do?
You're in PR to some degree. I mean, you are. Like, that's just it is. That's
But
facts.
if you're a player, you walk out, you feel good that day, and you might feel good the next day, but that doesn't make you a better ball player.
100%.
That doesn't get you into the playoffs this year.
AC in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. You guys remember this one? I was told they were going to win 66% of their games. Do we remember who that was?
No, I don't remember who that
No. What a great day that was. Neal, they only got to win 66% of their games to get back in the playoff race.
They've won 100% of their games since
like
September 20th. So
now, T-Foss, look what you've done now.
I didn't do this.
Shoru King says Neal will be like, papers, please. Jack Harrington, Neal's turning into a Soviet soldier. See what you did, T-Foss?
Well, hey, it's true. You got the assault weapons. You're holding the people's heads.
Patty Grimes, I went to the Tiger game yesterday, and they won. That's all that matters. And Patty, look, like I'll never tell people not to go. I don't roll like that because it doesn't matter because the bulk of the revenue comes from television deals anyway. So the ticket money really is somewhat insignificant.
I'm just saying I wouldn't go.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Yesterday, if I had the time, like today I would go. It's nice. If I had the time and the availability to go, I would entertain going. I would, for real. I like having a beer, sitting out at the ball game, sitting outside. It's not going to be like brutally cold or anything. I would do it. And if you want to do it, Patty, good for you. I hope you had a good time and you enjoyed it and you're happy they won and everything like that. My anger is at the bigger picture of it all. That's it. And that I didn't mean for it to go this long. I didn't, because we have a lot of football to get to. My apologies. I'm really pissed still. And as you guys can see, I get triggered. I do get triggered by this Tigers team.
I knew you were on fire before we even started.
Yeah, 71% of you say yes, they're still a 100-loss team. So thank you guys. That just lets me know that you're a little pissed. I'm pissed because we were lied to. That's why.
And y'all got bullied by the Russian soldier over here.
Hey, Big D Energy's got some smart listeners and watchers. I'm proud of you guys, for real.
Yeah, they had the Lions 15-2. Real smart.
Ooh, you know what, Spencer? You're
well, some of the hosts had them winning the division. Carry on.
That's true. But when you talk to these idiots, let's say the Lions are 1-3 after Sunday, they'll say, well, they can still be 13-3. My prediction is wrong. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, whatever the Lions do, they're going to need some help on defense. And if you need help on defense, there's only one place you can go, and that is Guardian Alarm, because right now is the perfect time to make sure you have peace of mind and home security with Guardian Alarm and their 24/7 local monitoring, the most trusted name in home and business security. You can have the peace of mind knowing you're being backed by the best. All you have to do is call 1-800
Stay out.
That's 1-800
Stay out.
How many days of flannel protection?
140.
140 milestone number.
Wow.
Almost halfway there. One more time for everybody in the back. That's 1-800
Stay out.
Tell them right now to stay out, and tell them Woodward Sports sent you. This is Big D Energy. We'll be right back.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for Big Frog in Novi, and right now you can get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. I don't even have one of those. All I have is the Draft Cocaine shirt, and I can't wear that. It's got Adam's face on it. So all you have to do is go to Big Frog in Novi, tell them we sent you, and they will print you out one on the spot. So go into Big Frog Novi or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster here in the house. D-Mac will be back on Monday away with Red Wings Fantasy
And by the
Camp.
way, your name is not Neal anymore. It's Vladimir.
No, I would go with Sergey. If I had to choose it, the Sergey Ruhl.
Okay, Sergey,
Yeah.
whatever.
Jose De La O says Neal KGB Ruhl.
Yep.
To be fair, get Neal one of those Soviet-era Russian Winter Soldier hats with his Russian hockey jersey. Now, I would. Hey, full disclosure, I think I am going to pull the trigger on a Fedorov Russian jersey.
I would too. That's fire.
Yeah, and I'm gonna wear it to Wings opening night.
Hell yeah.
I'll wear it to every Red Wings game I go to. I usually go to about 4 or 5.
Yeah, I still haven't been to LCA for a Red Wings game.
We got to do a show outing.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. That'd be cool.
I'll go. But I don't cheer at games. And people get pissed at me.
You're a member of the media.
I know. But even when I'm not there at the media, I just don't cheer
You're a member
at
of the
games.
Russian state media.
Yeah, that's true. But I had some friends that just yell at me.
Yeah.
They just scored a goal. How could you not stand up and cheer for them? I said, I just don't do it.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Even Murgada says you have a right to be. I'm still mad too. And I was just looking for some validation. That is it. Lions, Seahawks. The news has broke. Amon-Ra St. Brown expected to be out. DeAndre Swift expected to be out. I have not heard about Ragnar Hawkinson, the 50,000 others on there. But you know what, guys? Don't care. You're playing the Seahawks at home. Everybody in the world, the people that had the Lions win in the division to the people that said this is the same old Lions are going to go 3-14. Everybody on each end of the spectrum, everybody in between had this penciled in as a win. You got to go out and win, Terry. Period. End of story. I don't care how it's done. You could be losing the whole game, get lucky, don't care. I don't care how it happens. It's pass, it's fail. You got to win the football game, man. Period. End of story.
Yeah, that's true. This is a game where you can't have a moral victory. You either have a victory or you lose. You either have, we either shed flowers and whatever on you or we trash you. So, I'm tired of the moral victories to the Lions. Oh, it's different. you got to win some football games for it to be different.
Yeah,
and this is one of them.
Can we WoodwardSports.com chat pull that one, Spence?
Yeah.
Are we done with moral victories? Yes or no? Because that signifies to either we're ready to go now or we're not. And look, I know the clock. I know we're not at the end of the clock. But I look at the clock more as like an off-season move dictator. For me, this game right here, this is the one you have to have. Because this is the one, Terry, that will sink. It sinks the season. It does. I know a lot of you push back on social media. We put out our clips all over the Woodward Sports social media outlets, and I got a lot of pushback, a lot of name calling and stuff like that. Referendum game. We're putting this on Dan Campbell. It's his second year. This game. Like, I won't say that next week when they go on the road to New England, although a lot of you will say that's a game they should win. I won't put that edict on there.
I picked them to win in New England.
Yeah.
For one reason. Matt Patricia's offensive coordinator, sort of.
Sort of,
kind of.
And you're playing Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, I mean, but Terry...
And Brian Hoyer is like 5 foot tall.
Yeah.
That is true. Mm-hmm. But this game, Sunday, at home, your third home game of the season. Guys, after Sunday, you got 5 home games left in the year. So imagine that. It just goes back to it. This game, yes, they need to win this one.
Period. A big game?
It's a big game, but not like I don't expect them to make the playoffs this year. I didn't expect them to make the playoffs. But Terry, I think it is a big game, independent of all that. You know, I always talk. I give you the analogy, right? Like the Detroit sports teams are going up I-75, and everyone's trying to get up north, right? And everyone's at a different exit. You know, some are at the Zilwaukee Bridge, some are at Standish where it breaks off into 23. Some are still stuck in traffic at the Great Lakes Crossing because every Friday at 5:30 there's always a big backup in front of Great Lakes Crossing. Now, everyone's at a different exit. For me, this is a checkpoint game. This is an exit. I need to know that they are on the right path, just in terms of winning football games. And look, if they lose this game, my guess is the decision-making is compromised. Is that fair? We're scared, right?
And you're trying to figure out, are you going to Mackinac Island or Alpena? I mean, there's a big difference.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it is. It's just what happened last week with the Minnesota game, it opened up some doors that are scary when you look in the room. That's it. So I think it's a big game that you need to win in order to make sure everything is okay. Am I Sam Flannel? Am I being obtuse here? Like, where are we at?
No, you're absolutely right. And there's parts of the Detroit Lions team, even though there's injuries, you still have a big advantage on the offensive line versus defensive line. Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow they're playing. I mean, Frank Ragnow had limited practice yesterday. If all three are playing, they should blow the defensive line off the ball. And Jamaal Williams and Craig Reynolds, even without DeAndre Swift, should average at least 4.5 yards per carry as a team. And at the defensive back position, the Seahawks, they have 2 rookie corners and one who's played 3 games before this season. Even if it's Josh Reynolds out there as the number 1 wide receiver, he should win his matchups against those corners. I don't care if it's Khalif Raymond playing, if it's Quintez Cephas, if it's even Tom freaking Kennedy. The Seattle Seahawks corners are bad. And also on defense, Aiden Hutchinson and Charles Harris are going up against 2 rookie tackles. So you'd think that they should win their matchups. I know we're all confident in Aiden Hutchinson and Charles Harris going forward. So the Lions absolutely have to win this game, regardless of injuries, because that's what competent teams do. They don't use injuries as an excuse. They beat the teams they are supposed to beat. And Seattle is a bad team.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mike G says, Terry's always at the Big Beaver exit for some reason. Can you confirm?
It's true. I can't.
Giovanni Mosheri says, any game that we should win is a must-win game to Neal. And Giovanni, no, that is not the case, man. Because I think a lot of people will say that they should win their next game at New England. That's not a must-win to me. This one against this team at home, yes. Because there's problems if you don't win this game, man. And look, we have it And you guys know, like, I do these things for a reason. And Terry, on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, are we done with moral victories? 86% of the folks say yes. Then you expect to win this game then, right?
Should be, yes. They should. That should be the next thing. Yes, it's a must win, and yes, they should win.
Yeah.
Or bet win. Bet win.
I'm with you. I'm with that take. Bet win this one. For real. No, but Giovanni, that's what I got on social media a lot. Like, you call this game a must win. The game against Washington was a must win to, quote unquote, save the season. If you want to do something, and there are a large segment of you that said this, you look forward to this Lions team competing for a playoff spot. One of the guys on the 2 to 4 show here said they were going to, quote, win the division. If you wanted to do those things, yes, you had to win that Washington game. This one, while I'll call it a must win, it's for different reasons now, because I don't expect them to be a playoff team. But I do expect them as a franchise to have taken enough steps forward at this point to beat Seattle at home. I don't think it's a big ask, man. I feel like I'm arguing with my kids to go brush their teeth right now. You know?
I mean, the Lions, what did they do when they had a must-win against the Commanders? They didn't use Ermanni Oruware's injury as an excuse. They didn't use Frank Ragnow and Jonah Jackson's injuries as an excuse. They went in there and they took that game from Washington.
Yeah. They played their best half of football in 6 years.
Absolutely. I can't remember seeing them play better, and that's what they have to do against Seattle. I know that they're going to have some injuries. Amon-Ra St. Brown and DeAndre Swift are huge losses, but good, competent teams, I'm not saying even good teams, competent teams, even the Giants, they go in there and win those games that they're supposed to win. It's just that simple.
I think the only half of football I've seen better than that one out of the Lions was that Broncos game when Rodgers had like an 80-yard pick six and then was on ventilator on the sidelines after that. That was a pretty good half of football.
Here's the other issue. You're right. They have 5 home games left.
Yeah, which somebody in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, I still have a hard time wrapping my head around the 17-game season. So they brought up the point they do have 6 because they have 9 home games. So that's my bad. But still, you get where I'm going here.
It doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
I don't have total confidence that Dan Campbell's not going to screw up a game or two that they should win. So your margin for error is really, really slim. 6 home games. Dan Campbell might screw up another game or 2. So where does that leave you?
And that's what's scary about it, Terry. That's what the Minnesota game, the way it played out, that's what's scary about that. Because, again, it opened up a lot of doors where we don't want to look in that room and see what's going on. We don't want to, but we may have to.
Well, it sounds like we're going to be talking about Pistons and Red Wings a little more than we expected.
Well, no, we'll never do that. I'll tell you what I am going to talk about, though. The burgers and loaded fries that Big Boy Spence wants to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for a limited time only, the all-new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim.
It's big.
The chili cheese is such a tease.
It's teasing me.
Guess what else is new, Spence? It's the Bacon Blue.
So blue, so bacon.
Upgrade those fries. Chili cheese fries.
Delicious.
Bacon or baked potato fries.
Orgasmic.
Nacho fries.
Yes.
Satisfy those taste buds.
Is it really that funny?
It's the whole Spencer experience. Just like it's the whole Big Boy experience for the burgers and the loaded fries. Get in your local Big Boy today.
Burgers and fries.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tanning. You'll get all the best deals. You'll beat all the competitors' prices by at least $5. Chili Peppers Tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. 26 locations, more on the way. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one works best for you. Big props to Shelby yesterday for coming through and hooking up one of our listeners with a $100 Chili Peppers gift card. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all.
Chili Peppers Tan.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jack Harrington. Kennedy. I'm going to read them. When those come in, I'm reading them, Sam Flannel. I don't care what you say. We're reading those. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster here with you. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Fred says, citizens by Mackinac Island don't think you're being obtuse, Neal. I like that. Giovanni responds, says, anytime we play a team that's not super good, it becomes must win. Like, no kidding, you should beat a team that you're better than. No, Giovanni, it's a... See, here, I'm going deeper than that with it. This game against Seattle at home, this becomes, I don't want to say it becomes must win to me because you got to show us, man. You can't lose.
Here's the thing. If they lose, we have to bring up the same old Lions thing because
you have to.
What the Lions do is they lose the teams that you look at and says, no way they can lose this game. And they end up losing those games.
Right. It's just the timing of the storm, Giovanni. That's what it is. Because you lose this one, 3 home games are down. You're 1-3. You're cooked. It's over. Depending, of course, on how it goes down.
A cooked goose.
Depending, of course, how it goes down. Don't let there be like another 50-50 coaching call that the Lions were on the wrong end of. You see what I'm saying? It's this one in a vacuum. Each game presents its own set of circumstances, and these are the circumstances that are attached to this game. That's the best case I can make for it.
And if we have another coaching decision, the guy that everybody in this town loves, you got a question.
For sure.
You have to.
If he screws up another game.
And from what we saw, a lot of you out there were questioning on Monday. Mm-hmm. Huge numbers, viewership numbers, listenership numbers on Monday. Why? We know why.
We know why.
They want to ask the question.
They want the blood.
They want the pound of flesh. Doughboy Steve, Tom friggin' Kennedy, LMAO. Absolutely, my friend. Kennedy. So, hey, it is a big football weekend. We got more Lions we're going to get to. We like to do this on Fridays and Tuesdays. The Tuesday's kind of the recap. The Friday, the look ahead. It's time for the NFL Nickle Package. 5 NFL-focused questions. Who's got the stage?
All right, first question. Coming off of a big win last night in their slick all-white uniforms with the dopest helmets in football, can the Bengals turn this season around and get into playoff contention?
I thought they needed just a hint of orange, though, through there. Just like a hint. Like
I thought it was pretty slick.
I did like it, too. It was really clean.
They had a little orange on their little patch here.
Yeah, they need, like, orange cleats. They all should have had, like, orange cleats or something. I think that would have been pretty dope. But anyway, I digress. Yes, I do. Yes, I do think that because you have to look at the way they won yesterday. For me, it wasn't because Jamar Chase had a $190 and caught 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase was largely ineffective.
Yeah.
For those of you that were partaking in the DraftKings Super Boost last night, you were sweating until the end.
Yeah, for sure.
You absolutely, and that was just a 40-yard.
T. Higgins was balling.
No doubt. But for me, yes. I mean, turn their season around. But they had to have it. So, you know what? Yeah. You don't talk about it and you'll be about it. If you're going to talk to the Lions about that in the same fashion, then yeah. Because they couldn't go 1-3, Terry, not in the AFC.
I'm going to go a step further and tell you they will turn it around and make the playoffs. Oh. And the reason is...
because they won that game.
Well, that too. And the key stat from only 1 sack of Joe Burrow. But I do believe in Super Bowl hangover. And Super Bowl hangover happens because you don't work as hard doing training camp. Mentally, you think you're all that and a bag of chips. And that hurts a team. But at some point, a team that's been in the championship games gets focused and locked down and says, okay, fellas, let's at least make the damn playoffs. And that's what's going to happen with Cincinnati.
That's fair. All right.
Second down.
Question number 2 of the NFL Nickel Package. Who finishes with more total touchdowns this year? Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen?
Which is a great question. Because, again, you've hit a couple of good ones here today, Spence. The people there in the WoodwardSports.com chat have been on point today as well. I'll lean Josh Allen because the Bills can't run the football. And I'm telling you guys, like everyone that's just crowning them and anointing them, it will cost them at some point.
Yeah.
Your biggest weakness always shows itself at the most inopportune times. Somewhere, and I'm not saying that they won't overcome it and win the Super Bowl, but it's going to get sticky at a certain time for the Buffalo Bills. I'll say Josh Allen just by the nature of passing the football because he's going to have to.
It should be Lamar Jackson because he's basically been told, yeah, you're all right, but you ain't worth it. And so he's got a chip on his shoulders. I like guys who have chips on their shoulders and pissed off, but I made a vow last week never to go against Josh Allen. And I'm sticking to it. It's going to be Josh Allen.
All right. Well, for Josh Allen, third question of the Nickle package. Can Saquon Barkley keep up this pace all year? He's been one of the best running backs, arguably the best running back through the first 3 weeks of the season. Can he keep it going all year long?
Tried to tell you guys, man. And it was a Lamar Jackson thing, too. Mm-hmm. Money's on the line.
Yeah.
Lots of money is on the line. Saquon had to have it. Lamar Jackson has to have it. Those were my two. Like every fantasy league I was in, those were the two dudes I centered everything around. Mm-hmm. And the answer is yes, he can keep up this. I mean, granted, if he doesn't get bent back like Tua did last night, that's kind of a freak thing. But yeah, Saquon Barkley looks healthy, looks crisp, looks explosive.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. Saquon, man. Those numbers are going to be monstrous by the time it's all said and done.
And he's got that little giggle wiggle.
Yes.
In other words, if he doesn't plow you over, he's doing this hesitation and is making you miss. So, can he? Yes. Will he? Yes.
For sure.
I like the way he's playing now.
There we go. And fourth question of the NFL Nickel package. This one, TJ Watt, he's been gone for a while. He's going to miss some time. The Bosa brothers aren't having the best years. It looks like it's between maybe Myles Garrett, maybe Aaron Donald. He's always in contention. Some corners in there. J.C. Horn's playing very well. J.C. Jackson's playing very well. Who will be the defensive player of the year in the NFL this year?
If the Browns make the playoffs, you know who that's going to be. Provided he stays healthy, and it'll be Myles Garrett. Like that'll be the way that it works. And look, Terry, you know how these things work, man. These are basically reputation awards too, where that's why a corner's never going to win it because if you're a corner, those stats aren't there, man. Mm-hmm. Like the interception totals because people go away from you and stuff like that. Yeah, it'll be just wash, rinse, repeat, like the Aaron Donalds. But I think Myles Garrett. And look, remember when the Browns took him? They got kind of clowned a little bit, and he was slow to get things going. He's a dominant force, Terry.
I don't trust the Cleveland Browns.
I don't either, but that wasn't the question. I trust Myles Garrett.
It will not be Myles Garrett because they're not going to make the playoffs.
Ooh.
Okay.
Somebody said Anthony Moreno on our WoodwardSports.com chat said Micah Parsons.
That's fair, yeah.
He's getting a lot of talk. Mm-hmm. People talking about him.
But they're not going to make the playoffs either.
We'll see about that. I mean, Cooper
Rush.
Yeah, Rush, man. Guys.
CMU, ball out.
That's right. He's a baller.
Ball out, CMU.
I'm going to go Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Right, fair enough.
Fair enough. It's hard to defend that. And final question of the NFL Nickel package. Can Aaron Rodgers will this offense into the Super Bowl? They talk about it every year. Packers are always up there. NFC's real weak this year. Packers have one of the best defenses in the NFL. With no offensive weapons outside of their running back tandem, can Aaron Rodgers do it?
No. How much more data do you need? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times do we need to see it play out? How many times are you going to win the division? The road to the Super Bowl is going to go through Lambeau. Okay, yeah, and it keeps on going every single time. Like, at what point, and I'm right in this. I'm right in this to doubt him because he never shows us.
Yeah.
He doesn't. They popped the one earlier in his career. But the way he loses all these playoff games at home, you guys know where I am with this, man. My take's been consistent with Aaron Rodgers. You can have the Nicolas Cage hair, and you can go you can go smoke peyote in
Pop Percocets.
Yeah, you can do all that stuff. You can go on a sweatbox heat retreat or whatever, and do whatever you want to do, and never wash your hair and all that kind of stuff, and go do yoga or whatever it is that you do. And look, do what you want to do, man. It's your life. But the bottom line is this. When it comes down to it and you're at home in the playoffs, you don't get the job done. Yeah. And until I see differently, I will never believe that. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I'm never going to see it differently because it never happens. And I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him getting all the... At what point are we going to look back on Aaron Rodgers and say, you know what? Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. And yeah, he was really good. But did he kind of under-deliver a little? Did he leave us wanting more? Are we ever going to get to that point with him?
You also forgot he pooped seaweed, too. So that part. But
Tom Brady eats seaweed and Aaron Rodgers poops seaweed. All right.
There's a little choke factor to this dude.
There is. Thank you.
Right. I mean, he's got every advantage. Nobody wants to play at Lambeau Field in December and January. It's always cold. It's always miserable. It's snowing half the time. Yet, teams from Tijuana can go in there and win. Teams from the equator can go in there and win. So I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say hell no.
Okay.
Yeah, Pistons fan 11, our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. He's definitely already under-delivered. Thank you. You're going to walk away, when he hangs it up, I'm going to walk away saying, you know what, you should have been more.
Yeah.
Like Brett Favre. I hear about how great you are all the time. The only record that you're going to have when it's all said and done.
You know who we used to say that about? Peyton Manning, until the end. Peyton Manning was a different quarterback in the playoffs than he was in the regular season. It's like, how come you can't hit receivers?
I mean, he had a losing record for a very long time in the playoffs. But it's funny, though, in the right situation, and at the end with that Broncos Super Bowl, he got an A on the group project, but he never showed up for a meeting.
Yeah, went to a super team and was throwing ducks.
He got an A on the group project, never showed up for a meeting. They were sitting in those meetings all the time. And you had this happen to you in college, Spence. You probably were this guy.
I did it once, and I felt really bad about it.
But you took the A.
But I took the A, for sure.
Love it, man. That was our NFL Nickel package here on a Friday. Tell them about Mr. Phillips, Sam Flannel.
Absolutely. Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips, 313-403-0011. Again, that is 313-403-0011. Game on.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Join Woodward Sports this Sunday at the Brass Rail to pregame for the Lions game.
You all right there, Sam Flannel?
I am absolutely all right.
I think he's verklempt. He's so happy he's going to show up.
Hey, we're going to be at the Cuervo Zone with Stick, myself. Are the heavyweights going to be down there, Spencer?
Oh, yeah, we're going to be crashing tailgates.
Crashing tailgates. Who wouldn't want their tailgates to be crashed by the heavyweights? and the Cuervo Zone, obviously. You can even get interviewed and maybe end up on the pregame show. And the postgame show with Stick and Anson will be live from the brass rails starting at the 2-minute warning, and also Spencer Raxter will be a part of it. I might be on the ones and twos as well. We shall see. So come join us, Woodward Sports, for the Lions game versus the Seattle Seahawks. Please, God, hope they win.
Can I ask a favor?
Yes.
If we're going to show up to this, can you tell Ryan Ermanni not to spill beer all over the cords and stuff like that?
It is an old bit, isn't it?
Yeah, he just gets excited. You know, he loses control of his arms and everything. He just knocks stuff over.
You look like Weekend at Bernie's right there, T-Foss, when you were doing that, man.
I thought he wasn't moving.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, second hour of the show on a Friday. Coming up at 12:24, we'll be joined by our guy from Feldman Chevrolet, Ryan Palter, the director of sales. We'll get you an update in the Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup. Myself, D-Mac, Terry Foster, and Ryan will kind of go over the card of games for that segment. Get your thoughts as well as to what is going on. We did the NFL nickel package. Let's run it on the college side here. It's time for the college nickel package, Mr. Sam Flannel.
Absolutely. Question number 1, first down. Is Alabama on upset alert going to Arkansas this Saturday?
I, as you will see a little bit later on in our Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup, I took Arkansas with the 17.5. Yeah, I think upset alert is strong. But they're going to get everything they got. And here's how I'll relay it to everybody. So Arkansas hasn't beat Alabama, I believe, since 2006. You saw all that energy at Michigan Stadium last year with the Ohio State game. You're going to see something similar at Arkansas on Saturday. That crowd is going to will them to stay in that game. Arkansas. This is one of those games I think Arkansas plus a 17.5 will always be covering throughout the course of the afternoon. They will never not be covering that. Alabama will find a way to win the football game, but it ain't going to be easy, man. There's a lot of just kind of rewatch the Texas game and watch that play itself out in Arkansas.
And I think also teams understand Alabama is not Alabama. Their offensive line is something wrong with them. The defense isn't as stout. So they're going to be confident. The Razorbacks are going to say, you know what, we're going to win this game. They're going to give them hell. They won't win it, but on upset alert, I would say they are, but they won't get upset.
Real quickly, Sam Flannel, I just got to update this in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Dave Schultz says Rodgers is a total douchebag, and Dave Schultz also said Rodgers and his witch girlfriend can go do spells together or whatever it is they do. I like it. I'm here for the Rodgers slander all day. Second down.
Second down. Coming off of a great performance last week, this is Spencer Raxter's guy. Will DJ Uiagalelei put together a second great game this weekend at home versus NC State?
Yeah, I can already tell how this is going to go with that NC State-Clemson game. Yes, he's going to play well, and everybody's going to celebrate it and say, hey, that's a top 10 win. But you know what that top 10 win for Clemson's going to be like? It's like when you go into Iowa and win, and everybody's like, that's such a good win. No, it's not. It's NC State.
Top 10.
Shut up, man. It's like when you go into Iowa and beat Iowa when they're in the top 10, because it's always the same for Iowa, right? They're coming off all these games against 1AA teams, so they're 5-0, and somehow they've slithered their way into the top 10, and they're like, oh, that's such a big win to go into Iowa. No, it's not. It's not a big win to beat NC State. He's going to get a ton of credit for it. Who do you think throws more touchdowns this week, J.J. McCarthy or Uiagalelei?
I'm going to go with DJ Uiagalelei just for this week.
So J.J.'s going to lose ground in the Heisman race.
Hey, you got to be conservative against Iowa. I'm just saying that.
All right, T-Foss.
Man, that $10,000 you put on J.J. to win the Heisman is a little...
It's in peril.
Right.
It's in peril. What do you got on that one, T-Foss?
You know, NC State's not a real football team.
Right.
I mean, come on. He'll look good, but doesn't mean he is good. No. He's playing an okay team.
All right, third down. This is a big Big 12 matchup. Oklahoma State, number 9 Oklahoma State, goes on the road to play number 16 Baylor. Who comes out with the victory?
You know what I'm sad about that game is Oklahoma State and Baylor. They played a classic in the Big 12 championship last year, and low key, we are conditioned to not accept this. I think as college football fans. Those two programs have ran the Big 12 for the last couple of years.
Over Oklahoma?
Yeah, over like this year, last year, and you're going to see how it'll play out. They played for the Big 12 championship last year. They've been good for a while.
No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And Oklahoma's the Aaron Rodgers of college football. I keep hearing about it, but I always end up wanting more. This game won't get the run that it deserves because it's a good-ass game.
It's the best game of the weekend, honestly.
It's one of the best. It's in the running, no doubt about that. What's funny about it, too, is we always think because it's Baylor and it's Oklahoma State, it's this goofy-ass offensive show. It's not. These two defenses can bang, man. So, what was the question again? I forgot.
Who wins?
Who wins? Baylor's one that always leaves you wanting more also. I think Oklahoma State's going to find a way to win.
Okay, you talk about defense. Baylor will win this game 96-92.
No, they won't, Terry.
Oh, man. Those are like some old school Big 12 games from a few years ago. Anyway, 4th down. And this question, I think, will impact Spencer Raxter as well. Will the Michigan State defense hold Maryland under 30 points this Saturday?
No, because that's where Maryland lives, man. Look, they got to 27 last week against Michigan.
Yeah.
So, and now they're at home, right?
Yep, they're at home.
So, yeah, there's absolutely no way. Absolutely no. Maryland will get in the 30s, too.
Okay. Yes, I saw that vaunted Michigan State defense up close and personal last weekend. There's no way they're going to hold them under 30. That defense is broken, and I don't think you can fix it this year. And I was watching trying to figure out who sucks more, the pass rush or the defensive backs. I think the pass rush from Michigan State doesn't get enough credit for being bad. So I'm gonna say hell no.
Yeah, there's no Spence. Real quick, I need your thoughts on. They're not keeping them under 30.
Not a chance.
It's a bad loss, brother.
Yeah. Bad year.
It's a bad time to be playing. Everything's bad about it, isn't it?
Sure.
Everything. We'll talk more about this matchup later on.
Yes, and conversely, for 5th down, will the Michigan offense score 30 points against Iowa this Saturday?
Yeah. And look, when we get into the Michigan-Iowa thing in a little bit, here's the thing, too. People are like, well, Neal, their defense is great. Look who they played. Look at these teams that they played, and this isn't the Iowa defense from a couple years ago. And you're gonna look, well, Neal, they got 2 defensive touchdowns. Yeah, against Rutgers, man. Like, come on, everybody. There's no way. This JJ, if he's a Heisman candidate, and Blake Corum's a Heisman candidate, right? Your words.
Hey, they go out and ball out this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it all together. Let's put the 1 and 1 together and make 2 out of it. Because this is what I'm told, right? You told me this. And look, you're all going to laugh. I was told. No, you told me this, Sam Flannel.
They're out of the race now. I admitted that earlier this week, just for the record. They're not going to New York as of now. They got to show us more.
Yeah, because they can't do anything offensively. This is the worst college football offense we've seen maybe in the history of the Big Ten.
I agree with that.
They won't get first downs. They'll be punting all the time. Now, conversely, I think you'll see Michigan, if it's 4th and 3 on the 45, they'll punt that ball.
Absolutely. Pin them back
because they can't do anything against you. So, Terry, absolutely they're going to get in the 30s.
Well, the question is, will Michigan get 30 or will the Michigan offense get 30?
Okay, will Michigan get 30?
Yeah, I'm going to say no. They'll get close. I think it's going to be an ugly, nasty game where even you might turn it off, Sam Flam.
No, he'll never will.
It'll be something like 28-6.
Oh, wow.
It'll be boring and nasty.
Hey, I'll take 28-6.
Yeah, Robert Colosio, WoodwardSports.com chat there. What was Neal's get right last week? That would be the San Jose State Spartans over the Western Michigan Broncos, and you never had to sweat.
Nope.
21-8. Robert, 21-8.
Quit your job and just follow.
What happened
Neal's
in that game? I didn't even hear about it.
Total down, 34-9, something like that. It was total domination, Terry. My question was, how's Western going to score? San Jose State's got a good defense. A couple of NFL guys on that defense. We know. We talked about Brendan on the show.
Yeah.
He broke it down.
Cool guy. Very cool guy.
Very cool guy. If they get in a bowl, we're getting them back on.
Oh, for sure.
Just to chop it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love when he comes on. He's like, I know why you guys are watching.
Yeah.
Chasing all that money late Saturday night. He didn't even play around with it. He knows. They all know. And he doesn't care. He'll take it. Mike G says they play defense in the Big 12. Baylor does. Oklahoma State does.
This isn't the Big 12
We'll see.
of a few years ago.
96-92.
See, and that's again, That's the problem. That game's not going to get the run that it should with college football fans because of the stereotype.
I mean, people act like every Big 12 game is Baker Mayfield of Oklahoma versus Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech. It's not like that anymore. It's not your older brother's Big 12s, I should say.
Jack Harrington says, Neal, what's the over-under? Jack, by the way, is a big Alabama fan. The over-under, the amount of times I sweat during the Arkansas-Alabama game. I think it's going to be a very close comp.
4.5.
I think it's going to be a close comp to that Michigan-Maryland game.
Okay.
Last weekend, where you were worried,
But not
maybe
really.
you were concerned. You were concerned,
but you weren't really worried.
But at no point were you going to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when Maryland had the ball up 13-10 and driving before that DJ Turner interception, I was sweating a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
That's fair. Yeah.
That was still early in the game. Still had plenty of time.
No, that's fair. So yeah, hey, it is. College Nickle Pat. I love these segments, man.
Yeah, they're good.
Can you woodwardsports.com chat pull that one? You guys like the Nickle segments?
Why don't you do them once a week or something?
What do you mean? We have a reaction and a preview.
I understand.
We
Let's
book
do
it
it twice a week.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to know. So yeah, that was it, Robert. Lots of hate for Aaron Rodgers. The woodwardsports.com chat poll. The show says no WMU Bronco slander here. I will not accept. Well, there was no way they were going to score at San Jose State. It just wasn't going to happen. So that's the analysis that you get here that you might not get.
I thought roll the
somewhere
boat.
else.
Isn't that PJ Flex thing or is that Western's thing?
I don't know. What about the monkey on the shoulder holding the cup with the straw hat?
Everybody come to an end. The biggest spectacle this side of the Mississippi.
Come on, to the greatest show on earth.
The only time I make fun of Western Michigan is their colors.
They are, yeah.
The poop green or poop brown.
It's poop brown and
baby
urine
puke
yellow.
Yeah,
that's their colors.
No good. Not a good
I do. You know what though? And we're not disparaging. I like Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo's cool.
A fine city.
Yeah,
never been.
And that's a Chippewa saying that.
I had fun there.
I do too.
I hung out with Western's bag man.
They had a bag man?
They had one back then. Yeah, they had a bag man.
They were pumping some talent through that program a little while ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Corey Davis.
Greg Jennings.
And then I'm naive. I said, no, MAC teams don't have bag men. No, the hell we don't.
Yeah.
Cigar Guy 911. Would you take Rodgers over Goff? Well, yeah, I would. But I'm not told about how great Goff is all the time. That's the difference. I'll tell you how great Planet Fitness is, though. It's the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports. It's home of the Judgment Free Zone. You can work out for just $10 a month for access to your home club. Upgrade to the Black Card, unlimited guest privileges, hydro massage, and more. You basically own Planet Fitness. There's over 2,000 of them around the world. You can go into all of them. Next week, I'll be sliding in to the one down at Delray Beach, Florida, for sure. Join today in club or hop on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. Oh, baby. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
At Alta Equipment, uptime matters. Have a big project coming up? Look to Alta for all of your needs. And if you want to do something, anything, Alta is the place to go. So go visit them today or tomorrow or any day this week. Go to Alta.
Uptime matters. Hey, when do we get to talk about Swiss, by the way?
Hey, pretty soon.
All right.
Around the sea,
low key, my favorite spot.
That's a good read.
That we do here.
Yeah,
so make sure you stay tuned for the Swiss spot coming up in just a little bit. We will have our Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup picks coming up in about 10 minutes from now. So we'll clue you guys in. I kind of gave you which way I was leaning on one of them earlier. I will have a get right too. The more I talk about it, the more I'm talking myself into it. I'm going to slap the name to it. So we'll have that for you. 21-8, by the way, if you need me. I'm just saying. Michigan State. We put Spencer Raxter on the stand. Remember, Terry? We did. Oh, yeah.
You did.
Yeah. Were you here that one or no? You might not have been. You were out Tuesday.
Maybe.
We put Spencer Raxter on the stand.
Yeah.
So, Spence, we kind of chiseled off some of the ice from the iceberg, but I think it's time for the deep dive. The conditions just do not feel right.
No.
For this game this weekend.
Not a chance. I have absolutely zero faith in the defense. You can't stop anybody.
Point spread opened up at 3.5. It's up to 8.5.
Yeah.
There's no faith in the business community in your Michigan State Spartans.
Rightfully so. They haven't done anything to show that they can stop anybody. Again, Scotty Hazelton needs to be fired. Needs to get the hell out of town. It's like I said, I don't think they're going to do it, during the season, but it needs to go. And yeah, like Terry said, we have no pass rush, we have no secondary, and that is a combination of getting absolutely torched. So hopefully, I don't know, it's not good. Not happy. Not having a good time.
That man sounds broken, doesn't he, Terry?
I am broken.
If he keeps talking, he's going to start crying.
I almost did.
So don't press him.
Yeah, I almost did.
Mr.
Honestly.
Russian soldier.
Yeah.
Just
Das
let the man.
Yeah.
Spencer out. I guess that sounded more German than Russian.
Yeah, a little bit.
But anyway, though, Terry, what about this? I mean, look, I'm not in this camp of where I sit here and recite Mel Tucker's contract or anything like that. They had a lot of things go right last year. They had a great season last year. They did. For me, there isn't really much that Mel Tucker can do in year 3 or year 2 or depending on where you stand with the COVID year and all that kind of stuff. It's not. And everyone's going to be like, well, you keep that energy up about Harbaugh. They're at different exits of the highway. They are. And I think that's important because I do see the writing on the wall this weekend. When Monday came around last week, I thought, maybe they're kind of backed into a corner, Terry. Maybe they'll come out punching, they'll come out swinging. But again, as we get towards this, Terry, I don't see it. When Sam Flannel hit us with that question in the college nickel package, will Maryland get over 30 points? Terry, that's a foregone conclusion to me.
Yeah, that's a layup.
Yeah.
And the thing is, are they going to be in a hurry? Because if Maryland wants to, increase the intensity of the game or call plays quicker, they could score 40. Because from what I saw last weekend, Michigan State couldn't stop anybody. I think my chips would have gone in and kicked their ass because they passed the ball and Minnesota was in a tough spot. They had Abraham. He's a great running back. Do you give him the ball? Yeah, you sort of have to, but then you're wasting a 15 to 20-yard play because that secondary / pass rush can't stop a nosebleed.
What would Dan Lefevre done against this Michigan State secondary, Terry?
He would have showed up wearing shades and picked this defense apart.
Is it because I think it is to that point, and you guys heard me talk about this with the Red Wings when the nature of how it happened, and I didn't. And because of the scenario with the Red Wings, everything pointed to Blashill. And I think Spencer, there's a lot of similarities with where Spencer is with this Michigan State team, kind of where I was with the Red Wings. The way that it's going, you want a pound of flesh.
Yeah.
You're demanding a pound of flesh, and it looks like who's going to be that pound of flesh?
Scotty Hazelton.
Scotty Hazelton's got to be that pound 100%. Of flesh.
If he's on this staff next year, I won't watch a game. Period. I already don't respond to their calls when they say, "Hey, alumni, why don't you donate money to the sports journalism department?" Yeah, I gave you guys enough money. Like, get out of here. But
and you gave me Scotty Hazelton.
Yeah, exactly. No, if Scotty and Jay Johnson's getting there too.
Really?
Like the offense is looking inept. They're throwing 7-yard comeback routes on 3rd and 13.
What's the like? It's the easy answer's Kenneth Walker. Right, yes. Kenneth Walker's a special player, stuff like that. He's still the Kenneth Walker that had.
I'm going to disagree. Kenneth Walker had bad games last season, and they still won.
Yeah, and Kenneth Walker he was a 600-yard guy at Wake Forest. Like that's it wasn't like he was mercurial. You know what I'm saying?
There has been a lot of injuries on the defense. I'm not gonna say that is the main cause of it or anything, but we lost our best 2 defensive players week 2, so that was tough. But still, that's not a reason or an excuse for how poorly they've played.
Yeah, it is. It's just I don't know, man. I just don't like the feel. It's not going to go well this weekend for the Spartans. It's just not. And could you see something happening during the season? Because
I don't think so.
Give me the feel in Spartan land. You talk, you text with your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is it just that simple? Is it the Hazelton's your pound of flesh, and if it happens, you guys are good with it? We circle the wagons, we come back next year.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, and look, I hear about this all the time with Michigan. I'm hearing about it with Michigan State. Next year's recruiting class, Terry. Right? Next year's recruiting. The 4 stars and everybody that's coming. We qualified that to a degree. Certainly no one predicted what's happening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for me, I'm not one that's walking around with Mel Tucker's contract in his hand going, I thought Tuck was coming. Sam Flannel, you're a Michigan slap. Where are you with it as you view it?
I mean, Michigan State, unfortunately, if they lose this game, they are seriously in danger of starting the season 2-6. They could absolutely death spiral. And that is where I think you could see maybe a move made to fire a guy like Scotty Hazelton, especially if they get beat as bad to Ohio State like they did last year. And the Maryland game, that Maryland offense is actually pretty good if Taulia Tagovailoa plays. They have a running game. They have 2 really good receivers in Raheem Jarrett, who was a 5-star, and Jacob Copeland, who was a pretty good receiver at Florida, transferred this year. So the Michigan State secondary is looking to get abused once again. And honestly, coming up, their only winnable game to me is home versus Wisconsin. This Maryland game, that's just a terrible matchup for them right now.
Hey, fellas, we have another problem. We keep looking at Michigan State's defense. Last time I checked, Michigan State only scored 7 points against Minnesota and was staring at a shutout.
Let me ask you that, Terry, thank you for bringing that up. Right now, point blank, are you more disappointed with Michigan State secondary or Peyton Thorne? For real, think about it for a second.
Peyton Thorne, because I knew the secondary was trash.
100%.
Yeah, you expected Peyton Thorne to make a jump this year, and he hasn't. So,
with that said, I'd give him the responsibility to turn this around. Michigan State still views itself as a rushing team, hard rush. I'd be more diversified.
Yes.
Even Peyton Thorne, I'd live with his mistakes, but he gets on a roll sometimes. And then when he gets on a roll, then they take the ball away from him.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'm living and dying with this guy.
Spin it.
Rather than the rushing attack.
I agree. You know, they have weapons in the passing attack. You look at Keon Coleman, Trey Mosley, Jaden Reed, Barker, Malik Carr.
Well, Spence, this is a game. He's going to have to spin it.
Yeah.
If they're going to stay in it / win it, he has to go out there and spin it this weekend.
They should throw the ball at least 20 times in the first half. If it doesn't
55 for the game.
If it doesn't look good in the first half with him throwing the ball 20 times, put in Noah Kim to start the second half.
Whoa.
Because you give him because Maryland's defense is not world beaters by any means. So we should be able to move the ball. We should be able to. Our skill players should be able to win. So if Peyton Thorne can't go out there and get the ball to them, like I said, given the opportunities, obviously if they go out there and run the ball 20 times, you can't really judge or assess what happened. But they should throw the ball 20 times in the first half. If he has under 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, put in Noah Kim to start the second half.
On our WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jose De La O says, Tuck is eating mountains of bacon at Tony's in Flint. He'll be a while. And Jose, like, that they won a New Year's Six Bowl last year, man.
Yeah.
Like, they did.
Without Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, like, I think they're north of Tony's. You know, I think they're even past the Zilwaukee Bridge. They see that cheese place by Pinconning. You know, that one that's on the right there as you're going up north. They're over the Zilwaukee. They're by the Pinconning cheese place, Terry. They're further than that.
They won 11 games last year. They were one victory away from playing in the Big Ten championship game.
And
one loss away.
You know, the bottom kind of fell out this year. How does he bounce back? I thought Tuck was coming. Is Tuck still coming? I mean, again, Year 3, man.
Yeah.
So I was told you get 7 years.
Yeah. Year 2, really.
Yeah. But I was told you get 7 years. When we come back, we'll be joined by Ryan Poulter from Feldman Chevrolet. The Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em. We'll get his picks. Terry will give his picks. I'll give my picks. We got D-Mac's picks already. We'll get your guys' thoughts on all of them as well. But let me tell you another pick of mine. The Mulligan, made with Gypsy Vodka out on the golf course, out in the backyard. I'm going to mow the lawn this afternoon when I get home. You best believe I'll be cracking a Gypsy when that's all said and done, because a Mulligan will be calling my name. Ask for the Mulligan, your local golf course, or at a Total Wine near you. And don't forget about the original Gypsy Vodka as well. Ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. Support Michigan distilleries. Gypsy Vodka. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Time to talk about Swiss. Not turkey in Swiss. Swiss Insurance Group. Mark and his awesome team at Swiss Insurance want to remind you that September is National Life Insurance Awareness Month. Swiss can save you money on home and auto, resulting in no additional out-of-pocket for your life insurance needs. Reach out to the team at Swiss Insurance Group. Their experts will provide you with financial peace of mind if the unexpected happens.
You know, Swiss Insurance, top tier. Swiss cheese, mid. Not a Swiss cheese guy.
We'll pick that up. We'll pick that up a little bit later. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty away with Red Wings Fantasy Camp, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. As we welcome in, as we talked about, it's time for the Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Picks. As we welcome in our guy, Ryan Poulter. Oh, no, we got somebody in Ryan Poulter's stead, I guess, right now. Ryan is.
I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put this ring, which trophy I'm going to put this ring in front of.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? How are you, man?
How's it going, guys?
Good. Glad to have you here. Good to have you here with us. Of course, he's the sales manager at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. Ryan, 2-1 record for you last week, 2-1 for me, 2-1 for D-Mac. T-Foss at 1-2. But Ryan, it's interesting what you did this weekend. You went all college. And as we get to it later, D-Mac went all NFL. We could see some separation this week. Ryan, break it down for us. Why are you going the way you're going?
You know, I don't know. I like these picks. I mean, I was looking at the pro lines and I was looking at the college lines, and my consultants over here, we decided it's best to go all college football.
All right, well,
college football this week.
Absolutely. You have Washington -3, speaking of college football.
Yep. So starting it off, we got Washington at UCLA. It's Washington's first road game, but they're -3. Chose Washington -3. They got a new mindset under this coach. The offense with Michael Penix Jr. is outstanding. The dude's balling out there, big time balling.
Sure
they got the number one passing offense in the nation.
Yeah, they do.
And the Bruins haven't played.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. They played Michigan State. Come on now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they look good. They look good in that game, though. And watching that game, kind of like my next pick, it just got me feeling a certain way about Washington. Which going into my next pick, I got Kansas State giving up the points to Texas Tech. I had it at 7.5. It's 8 now. I'm still going to take that. Watching that Arkansas game, seeing Adrian Martinez doing things he couldn't do at Nebraska just had me believing. I mean, you look at him in Nebraska, he was nothing. You look at him in Kansas State, he was doing something. Texas Tech did beat a hyped Texas team. However, they lost to an NC State team the week prior. So, I truly believe K-State is the way to go, and my heart's making that pick. So, I think that. And then I said on Monday when we read the picks, I was going to make this pick, and I did. Maryland, given the points, -7's what I had. What was the line today?
8.5, man. There's not a lot of faith in the Spartans. He doesn't care.
Triple it. Maryland is taking the Spartans to town.
All right, sorry, Ryan. We'll see you later.
You got Spencer Raxter all upset
Come on,
here.
Spence. Come on, Spence. You got love for me. But, listen, there's something going on with that program up there. There is. I mean, it's I want to say bad words because it's, obviously I'm a Michigan fan, but Maryland's got a good team. I mean, when Talia was, I still say this: if Talia stayed in that game, Michigan loses that game.
Nope.
Michigan did not look good against Maryland.
Ryan, that's why I give you.
I'm a huge.
Yeah, that's why I give you a lot of respect, though, man, because you do keep it real. Like when you and I sit there and talk, you're not a slappy like Sam Flannel. You don't ignore reality.
I can be, but I also am a realist. And the realist in me says I sat here with Sean and we were looking at this game against Maryland and we were getting nervous. And then Talia got injured and we looked at each other and we said, okay, Michigan won. I mean, it was kind of embarrassing until Talia. But that's how Michigan does it. That's how they've always kind of done it. You get these teams that are playing well and then they get an injury and all of a sudden they pick it up. Michigan State just can't do that. I mean, it's little brother,
Oh, boy, here we go.
Brother.
No. Well, Ryan, hey, man, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. Make sure you get out there to Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Supply, not a problem there. They got tons of cars out there. Get on out there.
Listen, I want to note, today is the last day of the month. And we are George is itching to put some car deals together. So come on out today. I can promise you're not going to find a better deal than Feldman Chevrolet Nova, and we're gonna make sure you're getting taken care of. I got a ton of cars on my lot right now, and I want to sell all of them today. So
there he is.
Stop on by.
Yeah, get on out there if you're in the car market. Ryan, there he is, Ryan Palter, everybody, the sales manager at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. We'll recap on Monday, but appreciate Ryan taking the time. Get you T-Foss's picks right now, and T-Foss and I had kind of a similar vibe in where we were going. T-Foss, you went with Wake Forest plus the 7 against Florida State.
Yeah, and Florida State has got to become Florida State again, so I'm going. And plus, I always like teams where their mascot smokes a pipe. So
that's just a solid reason as me, because I also have Wake Forest. And again, this is a Rick Rose special for me with Florida State, because I don't believe it until they show us, man. Because I went down that road with Miami, and I'm not going down that road with Florida State. I kept being told that they were back, but
all the Florida schools done.
Pretty much, they're all cooked. Yeah, they all seem to be cooked.
Except if you're like Central Florida or somebody goofy like that.
Yeah, but they're cooked too. T, you also had Kentucky plus the 7 at Ole Miss, and you, Sam Flannel, talked about the fact that
that Oklahoma State-Baylor game might be the best of the weekend. Low-key, this Kentucky-Ole Miss game is going to be really, really good. If you don't believe in DeAndre Swift, by the way, watch this Mississippi game. Just watch them run the ball.
I mean, Zach Evans, he's a stud. He is one of the best running backs in the country. And yeah, this is a great game. This is actually a really good slate of college football this weekend, probably the first one of the year. And this is kind of one of the first marquee SEC matchups. I know you had Texas A&M and Arkansas last week, but this is probably going to be the best SEC matchup up to this point. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, so T, you went with Kentucky in this one. They were my last one out.
Okay. I like them.
I know you do. Tough defense there, as always. And then finally rounding out T-Foss's pick, you did go to the NFL 4-1, the Washington Commanders, +3 against the Dallas Cowboys. Why?
I didn't take the Commanders. I think the Commanders are a joke. They barely belong in the National Football League. I'm going with Dallas.
Oh, you're going with Dallas. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So there you have that one. I'll make
what
sure.
What did I put down there?
I had Washington on there, which that makes more sense that you would take Dallas because that would be a smarter play by you. But look at that. I'm going to fix it right now. So there we have that. For me, as we talked about, I went with Wake Forest in line with Terry. I don't believe in Florida State. I don't believe that they're, quote, back or anything like that. A lot going on down there, too, with the hurricane and all that kind of stuff. And if you give me Wake Forest with a touchdown, I have a lot of belief in Wake Forest offense. Arkansas plus the 17 and the hook against Alabama. It's weird because I don't think that Alabama will be in trouble or in danger of losing that football game at any point. However, I don't think that they're going to blow Arkansas out either. I think Arkansas, the crowd, it'll be a lot like the Texas thing. As I said earlier, that crowd will keep them in that football game. And it's really weird, too. Like we saw Alabama have 11 penalties in the first half. That's an old, when you cover college sports, you tend to notice when that's going to happen.
Home cooking.
Alabama will have more than 5 penalties in the first half, at a minimum.
That's bold.
In that game. Just watch, guys. Just watch.
Well, the Arkansas is keeping it close then, if that's the case, without a doubt.
Right. So, and see, now you see how the sauce is made, man. Now you're seeing how the sauce is made, and I believe that. I think that Arkansas will be in the mix with that football game. I had a lot of conviction with Texas. Remember that?
Yeah, and your conviction came to fruition. Alabama could have easily lost that game, and they probably do if Quinn Ewers doesn't get hurt for Texas.
Right. So, I have a lot of conviction with that game, and that's where it is with me. And then the last one I have, and I am attaching the get right name to it. Michigan, -10.5 at Iowa. Reverse engineer it, everybody. Reverse engineer it. Will Michigan get in the 20s in that game? Then they cover 10.5 because Iowa's ceiling is 10 points. Their ceilings, look at the schedule they play.
That's fair.
They could they get to double digits against the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State?
They could not.
They could not.
Jackrabbits tough, man.
And I'm tired. You save all the graphics. Save all the Harbaugh speak about this is the place where top 5 teams go to die. None of those teams in the graphic, like the last 5, they're 4-1. None of those teams had this offense. Historically bad college football offense.
Worst I've ever seen. Spencer Petras is probably the worst quarterback in Big Ten history. Not even kidding.
Dang.
Yep, that's it. Ryan Palter's in our chat. Let's go, Neal. Hail, go blue. No, it's not, and it's not even a bet on Michigan. It's a bet against Iowa, and against their ability to get into double figures. And Sam Flannel, will Michigan get in the 20s?
Yes, 24-7 is my final score prediction, which would cover that spread.
Yeah, 24-10, 24-7. They will get in the 20s, no doubt about it.
Iowa's putting up 30.
You mean 30 yards of rushing?
Offensive explosion.
30 yards?
32-24 Iowa. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So that I believe that this line, and everyone's buying into that hype, right? It's Iowa. It's Kinnick. It's hard to win there. No, it's not.
Well, the
wasn't hard for Purdue last year.
Great point.
The little hospital kids, they're cute.
They are cute, right. and I like that, and I respect that. But it's not going to help Iowa score points.
Nope.
It's not.
Worst offense I've ever seen.
People are putting too much emphasis on Iowa's defense.
This isn't, and that's the other thing too. Like, of all those Iowa teams in the graphics, like we talked about, they didn't have this offense. This team also doesn't have those defenses.
They're opportunistic. That is the
against Rutgers and South Dakota State. Yes,
I'm not saying they're good. They are opportunistic, though. That's the best compliment I can give them, honestly.
And when you have two of the preeminent Heisman finalists on your offense come rolling into town,
hey, Michigan doesn't.
When
have
J.J. McCarthy is slinging it all over Kinnick, when Blake Corum takes every carry to the house, two of the most dominant forces in all of college football. Don't believe me? Look at the Heisman betting.
Hey, and our guy Donovan Edwards, what if he makes a return?
If Donovan Edwards comes back, they may get in the 60s.
Jesus, you really love Donovan. I mean, I do too, but 60s?
No,
Damn.
they won't.
No.
They won't, because, Harbaugh will never, he'll never unleash the chains, even though he should. But that's where it is, guys. Book it. This is some of the easiest money you're going to get on a double-digit road favorite in college football history.
Man, I'm happy. You chose Michigan for the get right. This is a pivotal
I didn't choose
moment.
Michigan. No.
I know.
I didn't choose Michigan. I chose against Iowa. I want that on the record.
All right, fair enough, but the team that you have covering is Michigan. I want that on the record.
Right. Go Blue says, only Neal can masterfully mix hate and sarcasm. What are you talking about?
There's no sarcasm.
Yeah.
Just hate.
The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the S Word, and it helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you're struggling with mental health issues, if someone you know is struggling with mental health issues, go to thesportsma.com. Check out their podcast, This is the S Word, removing the stigma about mental health.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play, as well as private lane reservation, $120 for 10 to 12 people. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You pop in $2, pops you out a good beer, no hassle, no fuss needed. If you know what you want or you want to make a decision, they also have multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
No fuss needed.
No fuss.
Back at it, Big D Energy. Coming down the stretch here on a Friday. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac will be back. Oh, real quickly, too, let me get you D-Mac's picks. It will be Separation Saturday in the Pigskin Pick'em, brought to you by Feldman Chevrolet. D-Mac went all NFL. And this looks like a Sharps card right here.
Yeah.
No public people are doing D-Mac's picks. He took the Houston Texans +5. That feels dirty.
That does.
He took the Falcons +1.5. That feels even more dirty.
Yeah.
And he took the Cardinals +1.5. Those are sharp picks.
Those are sharp picks.
I got mad respect. If he goes 2-1 on that card, I'll give props.
That'd be impressive.
Yeah, absolutely I will. I just got a text, too, from Ryan Palter. He says, I wish I was still on. Spence seems salty that I called him little brother.
Huh? I don't care. You can call me whatever you want.
Call you 10 and 4 in the last 14.
10 and 4.
Hey, just don't use that on a Michigan State week.
Yeah.
Right, that is the case. Wrapping up the WoodwardSports.com chat poll, do you guys like the nickel package? 76% of you said yes. All right, so yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I got a new one with my get right pick, 21-8, documented by the way. All in with Michigan this weekend minus the 10.5. Give them the two options. Did Neal pick against Iowa or did he pick Michigan? Because there seems to be some debate about that in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread.
I think it's pretty obvious.
I picked against Iowa.
Yeah, he picked against Iowa.
You guys know me, where I live with this. And you know that I strike when the time is right, when Iowa is concerned. I had Purdue last year. Remember that? Iowa was like number 2 in the nation, and Purdue was only getting like 9.5 or something like that. And I told you guys, once Iowa gets done with those 1AA teams and they're 5-0, once they get done with those guys, man, they stink.
They stunk against those teams.
Absolutely. And another, I always talk about Amon-Ra St. Brown's contract. Just a reminder, Kirk Ferentz gets a bonus every year for getting to 6 wins, and non-Division I games count in that bonus. He had it written in. There is that. But I did want I do want to get T-Foss's take. This Michigan-Iowa game, T-Foss, I don't see a world where Michigan doesn't win this game by double digits. I don't. You can't make a case for it.
I don't see that world either, but I don't see Michigan's offense just showing out and doing whatever they want to do.
I do agree with you on that.
I think Michigan's offense is good, but it's overrated. J.J. McCartney is good, but he's overrated. He's fine. I think he's going to find out that being the man is a lot different than coming in and slinging it around every now and then, every blue moon. So now you're in charge of the whole ship, and everything isn't about trick plays or pass option and stuff. You got to do the grunt work now. And the grunt work, I think, is going to be a little bit tougher for this guy. So I can see Michigan scoring 27 or 28 points, but not in the 30s.
And here's where, for me, and Sam Flannel's going to get this text, so I'm just going to verbally prepare you for it now. Because I'm in there now, right? Like, I've attached the Get Right brand to it. Now, that's a brand name.
That is a brand name.
Like Disney.
Yeah.
Trademark it.
Yeah, like Disney or Blue Magic.
Or Cream of Wheat.
Yeah, it's a brand name.
Yeah.
I'm attaching the brand name to this product.
Why is Blue Magic always?
Because Frank Carter said it's a brand name.
That's true. That's true.
Sam Flannel's going to get this text because I know it's going to happen, and it's going to piss me off because I have attached the brand name to. I'm picking against Iowa. Don't get me wrong, but there will be moments where Michigan and Harbaugh piss me off with play calling, and when they do punt it on 4th and 1 at Iowa's 45, T-Foss, I'm going to get pissed about that, and you all are going to get a text.
Yeah, but this is what this guy is. Everybody thinks that he's going to, because he has JJ as the quarterback, he's going to turn into a different coach. He's conservative. He's Bo Light. This is the young Bo.
Those are facts.
This is, and that philosophy is this. If I have the better team, I don't have to do anything tricky. I don't have to pass the ball down the field. I don't have to do all these wacky things. I just show up, play my game, and win. That's what Jim Harbaugh is all about. So that's why he's not going to score 60 on people and try to clown people and embarrass them. He just wants to win.
It's a Go Blue, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Oh, yeah, welcome to being a Michigan fan, Neal. I'm not a Michigan fan. I'm anti-Iowa. I want that on there. But Sam Flannel, for real, though, I know this is going to happen, and you're going to get that text, and you're prepared to get that text, aren't you?
Yeah, because I feel like Michigan is probably going to have a conservative game plan, because I think we all know that the only way that Michigan can lose is if Iowa has a pick six or a scoop and score. That's the only way, because Iowa's defense has shown to be opportunistic, albeit against bad teams in last season. But yeah, Michigan, I think that the running game is going to be able to get pretty much whatever they want. I think JJ will make a couple of plays. I got him scoring 24 and winning 24-7. But at the same time, there are going to be some times on 4th and 1 where they punt, like 4th and 1 from their own 45, because they know they can pin Iowa back, force a 3 and out, get good field position on the next drive, and here we go. So I don't think you'll be sweating it out too much, Neal, but there are going to be points. If it's like 7-0 in the second quarter and Michigan punts 4th and 1 from their own 45, where I'm going to get that text. I'm going to just set my watch to it, and I'm not looking forward to it, but I think that get right pick will be just fine. I'm not super worried.
Yeah, and for me, and this was the whole rationale. Remember when I took Hawaii with the points against Michigan?
Yes.
And the reason I did that was because Hawaii had surrendered 4 defensive touchdowns in the 2 weeks coming into that game. You can't count on that every week. Just like Iowa last week, 2 defensive touchdowns against Rutgers. Yep. You can't go to that well.
No, and with Hawaii, too, I'm sure you also took into account that they'd probably have JJ play the first half, and he might light it up. And then in the second half, they bring in the backup. They just kind of run the ball and kill the clock. I mean, they still won 56-10, but with a team as bad as Hawaii and a team that was in the top 10, the spread is going to be very high. And Hawaii did cover the spread. I'll give you credit for that.
Because they didn't give up. They didn't give up the defensive touchdown to Michigan.
Michigan's going to have to turn the ball over 3 or 4 times to lose.
Yeah, they can turn it over twice and still win.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is more pick sixes or scoop and scores.
Yeah.
I'm not talking just turnovers. I'm talking catastrophic turnovers that directly lead to points for the other team.
3 turnovers and a pick 6, Michigan could lose. Yeah. Outside of that, not happening.
I think they will lose if they do that, because that's just...
I wish they had alt lines in sports books, because I would take that. If Michigan surrendered a pick 6 and 3 turnovers, what would the line be? Because I would take Michigan. 100% I would take Michigan in that game. 100% I would.
Yeah, but they might win 14-10 or something.
Right, well, yeah,
like
obviously, but they would. There's no way they lose this game.
So if they did all of that, you'd probably pick them against the money line, not with the points, if they had 3 turnovers and a pick 6.
Yeah, I'd still lay 4. I'd still lay 4 points. Given those scenarios.
Oh, yeah, because
I want the price.
The line would change. Yeah. But still, Michigan, that's the one way that they lose, is if they're careless with the football and they turn the ball over, and one of those turnovers is a pick 6 or a fumble return touchdown. Other than that, I think you will be safe, but you might be sweating the cover until the second half when they really pull away.
No way.
Okay. I hope you're right.
They're up double digits at halftime. And that's the way it goes. What do you think about this one, Terry? WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mike G says, Neal Yost, Neil Chrysler, Neal in his little brown jug, Neil Harbaugh, Neil Carr. Does it fit? Doesn't fit, does it?
No, I don't get it.
I'm not reading this one that Stephen Baffey put on there. Neil Schembechler. No. You guys know I draw the line right there. Not only was he 2-8 in the Rose Bowl and won no national titles, he fired Ernie Harwell. And oh, by the way, ...
He knew.
He didn't fire Ernie Harwell.
Yes, he did. He did.
They made him fire Ernie Harwell.
Who fired Ernie Harwell? Who said Ernie Harwell, you're fired?
The Tigers did.
Who said Ernie Harwell, you're fired?
They made Bo do it.
So Bo did do it.
So that the Tigers wouldn't take as much heat. And they put Bo out there. It's sort of like, we don't want to be the hard guy or the tough guy or the bad guy, so we're going to let Bo do it.
Right. Tell them about haircuts.
Absolutely. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience, and it's your last month to register to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the number one site for all of your game day betting activity, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best part of it all, the best price on every game from multiple sports books. And you can customize the list to the sports books that you have accounts with. So you're not sitting there dicking around, opening up a bunch of different apps on your phone, trying to get the bet in time before the line moves. oddstrader.com. People, don't give anything away. Use all the available tools at your disposal. Go to the App Store, download the OddsTrader app, or go to oddstrader.com. Final segment of the show, Big D Energy. Final segment of the week as well. We did it, everybody. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac will be back on Monday. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Mike G, Neal, say it. The team. Yeah, okay. The team. Yeah, the team that's 2-8 in the Rose Bowl. That 0 for 30 years in national championships. Chuck Brewer, the owners made the call. Come on, Neal. Whose office did he get called into? Who did it? Because he could have said, hey, I'm Bo Schembechler. I'm not doing that. But he didn't.
Now he's getting that paycheck. Once you get the paycheck, you do what boss tells you to.
Well, then he did it.
It wasn't his idea.
But that's why you hire people, right? So you don't have to do it, right?
No, but that's why they hired Bo, so he'll do it.
No, he was used to loser moves.
And why are you so hard on Bo, man? You just on fire today.
How am I hard on Bo?
Yes, you are.
How am I hard? I went 2-8 in the Rose Bowl? No, I didn't. I wasn't the coach in 10 Rose Bowls and lost 8 of them. He was.
Talking about Iowa, how pathetic they are. Now you got to go back to Michigan in the Rose Bowl. You got a dog.
No. You're not doing that, though, Terry. You're not putting how shitty Bo Schembechler was on me. You're not putting that on me. I didn't go 2-8 in the Rose Bowl.
Thinking about
I didn't
Bo
win
today
0 national titles and get celebrated as this great coach while my rival won 5 of them. No, you're not putting that on me.
5-4-1 in the 10-year war.
Cool story. We went over this with Sam Flannel. That's good enough.
They made a documentary about it.
Yeah,
that's how
because
big
it's good enough.
What's the 10-year war? Is that Ohio State? Or?
Oh, you don't know what the 10-year war is?
No.
Oh my God! That's right. I forgot our young people. That was the war between Bo and Woody Hayes with Ohio State. They played each other 10 times. It's built the 10-year war. Bo was 5-4-1 in it.
Okay. Yeah.
And Mike G, Neal playing hacky sack in the diag, listening to Fish.
You're not supposed to step on the block M in the middle of campus in the diag.
Absolutely. Daniel Gray, exactly, Neal. You haven't done ish with yourself, but talk ish on people. That's your legacy. Daniel, I know you're mad that Bo was 2-8 in the Rose Bowl, and you're projecting that on me.
Wow, he is really mad.
Yeah, I can take that. That's fine. This is the nature of humanity. Like, you're upset about the fact that you kind of fell for that marketing ploy that was Bo Schembechler. See, I go by silly things like results
and he
winning.
Lost Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl.
Lost more bowls than he won.
He did. I think did he lose to Mississippi? No, they beat Mississippi.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Daniel Gray. My apologies that facts get you upset. I'm sorry for that. And I hope you can move past it. But this is what happened. I didn't do this. Bo Schembechler did.
He did.
Thank you. CT, you even in the end, you like to play the game and everything like that. But in the end,
I don't know why this came down to Bo today. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mike G called him Neal Schembechler. So
that's why.
Yeah.
Because Neal is a 2-10 broadcaster.
Right.
Is that what he's trying to say? All right. I disagree with that.
I do too.
Yeah. Patty Grimes says Neal is Bo's stepson. Well, thank God I'm not.
Yeah, for real.
I tell you one thing, Neal was on fire today.
He was.
He even convinced people to think differently than they wanted to think. He was the Russian soldier with the assault rifles saying, what did you put down on your ballot? Yes? No. Put no on there. That was you, Neal, today.
Okay. Nicholas Duncan. So you're basing your success on bowls, not win totals. F you. How many times you want to beat Wisconsin, in the 80s?
I mean, he was good against Ohio State, though.
Stop it. And you young guys don't know. Do you know what the Big Ten's nickname was back then?
Big 2, Little 8.
There you go. Thank you. Our young people know something.
Yeah. So
the
there's
Big 2, the Little 8. All you had to do was worry about now and then, for whatever reason, Purdue would beat Michigan every blue moon. And Ohio State, for whatever reason, had a tough time beating Wisconsin. Other than that, they just rolled through the Big Ten, and Michigan State would beat Michigan one every 7 years or something stupid like that.
Right, absolutely.
It was bad conference.
Even the Bo Woody thing, though, man. Woody won national championships.
And that is very true. I would put Bo Schembechler on, like, the low end of great coach.
But he didn't win real national championships.
Why is that, Sam Flannel? Can you expand on that?
Big Ten titles, wins against Ohio State. I understand that a lot of those wins were baked into the cake, but the 2-8 in the Rose Bowl is bad. It is egregious, but I would say he's... I said on the show before that you can argue that Lloyd Carr is a better all-time coach than Bo Schembechler, so I'm not a Bo apologist. I just don't think you can completely dismiss him just on his coaching as being mid.
I'm with you, actually.
You know what it was? College football was in the dark ages back then. I mean, back then you had the wishbone, you had all kinds of archaic offenses that would never work today. Coaches, and then Purdue tried to introduce the forward pass to the Big Ten. Everybody got pissed at him.
Yeah.
And Bo's mentality was this: why pass the ball? 2 out of 3 things that happen when you pass the ball are bad.
Oh man, that's a pretty archaic saying. Interception or incompletion. Bring back Rick Leach.
It's interception or incomplete pass.
There you go. Yeah. Well, hey, good week, everybody. Appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm sorry if people got upset about the Bo Schembechler stuff, but it doesn't change the fact that it's true. So for Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, my name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Be good.